What's up, weirdo? Shadetree Surgeon here, and today we're going on another chopper adventure, but today's starting off a little different than most chopper videos because we're starting off riding it today. It's a new experience for me to get up in the morning and say, we're going to make a chopper video, and the first thing I'm going to do is ride it. But that's what's happening today, and it feels like a pretty good place to be. But today, we're going to go ahead and ride this bike over to the shop of the person who is the whole reason it exists in the first place.
A little bit of gas because I still don't know what my mileage is. I just want to make sure I top this sucker off every time I leave the house. That's about as full as she gets. Let's see if she's a one kicker today. Hell yeah! I mean, I know it's warm outside, but I think I'm still pretty impressed at how this thing just fires right up and just keeps running. It seems like the more I actually ride it around, the better it runs, kind of knocking the cobwebs off this old motor. Ugh, this is not an ideal situation. Still just amazed at how this thing runs. It runs and idles, and I can just start it up like a normal motorcycle. Unbelievable. Look at me just riding this thing around, just waking up in the morning, riding out on my chopper, no big deal. Oh man, it doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem real after all this time, and we're not done yet. Of course, it's not done yet. I still gotta take it apart, which I'm probably gonna do today after if it completes this ride and it gets like the cursory inspection and seal of approval from the person who inspired it in the first place. Luckily, I'm used to wildly gesticulating with my hands and all the time when I talk anyway, so I'm pretty used to riding with one hand pretty frequently. Good. Apparently, moto vlogging and speaking with your hands is good practice for learning how to ride a foot clutch motorcycle. And we're still not going super far today. It's maybe like a 40-mile round trip. But it's going to be the first time that I'm on, and this isn't a highway, it's just Highway 60. I guess it is a highway, but the first time I'm going to be doing any kind of extended at like 55 miles an hour kind of riding. Everything up until this point, like I've gone that fast. I've gone like 55, 60, I assume. I don't have a speedometer. But this will be the first time that I'm doing it for any extended period of time, which is obviously an important test because I'm taking back roads to Barber if I'm able to make it. And it's going to be extended periods, hundreds of miles at, say, 55 to 70 miles an hour. And I need to make sure this thing can actually do it. And the bike is not as uncomfortable as you might think. It's not exactly a lazy boy, although the position is very lazy boy. It's not as bad as you might think, but what's not bad around the block can be a whole hell of a lot different when you're doing hours a day in the saddle. Getting better at finding neutral too. I was having a little bit of trouble last time, but turned out I actually needed to adjust where my clutch pivot point was. Oh wait, here we go. We got a speed radar up here. Maybe I can see how fast this is. And all right. Oh, it doesn't give me a speed. It just tells okay, 55 right now, 55 to 60. I thought it was just gonna tell me to slow down. Although taking a look at this thing, you'd probably be like, yeah, you should probably slow down. This thing is dangerous. Man, I don't know. 60 miles an hour feels all right to me. That's a little vibey, but that's just XS650s in general. So for you guys who haven't been following this build series through the whole thing, where I'm headed today is to see my good friend Eric at F&A Customs. Basically, Eric is the entire reason that this motorcycle exists. You'll guys know that one of the big inspirations for me building this, for wanting to build a chopper in general, is Eric's chopper, the Glam Fairy. Yeah, I actually knew about the Glam Fairy, because a lot of people do. It's a world famous motorcycle, literally. It's been in shit tons of magazines. I knew about the Glam Fairy before I even knew Eric. I'll roll in some footage of what the Glam Fairy looks like. A lot of people hate that bike. He definitely built it to both make people happy and piss people off. There was not a whole lot of middle ground. No one was like, yeah, that bike's okay. You either loved it or you hated it. And that's what I wanted to do. And so I got introduced to Eric from my friends at the Ride Factory because they knew him. And he helped me with this bike because he knows a lot about XS650s. He welded the hardtail on for me because that was something that I didn't feel comfortable doing myself. And that might be something I would attempt now that I have more experience. But in the very beginning stages, I mean, this was almost 2 years ago. Like I said, Eric was the guy. And he helped me fab up the controls and helped me weld the hardtail on. And and was just, besides all that, a huge source of inspiration for the entire project in general. So I think it's kind of fitting that the bike's first time on the highway, pretty much, we're taking it to go see the very person who is the reason it exists. And it's always fun to go see Eric, and he made some Magneto covers that are really cool, and I'm going to pick one of those up from him. He makes a bunch of other stuff too. Check out his website, FNACustomCycles.com. I'll have that link down in the description. But I also want him, have him just go give the bike a once over and say, hey, good job, you can attempt to ride that bike somewhere, or hell no, dude, you shouldn't have even rode that bike here. I'm hoping to get some sort of answer from him because, it feels fine right now, like I'm riding down the road, feels like I could do this forever, but feeling fine right now and putting 1,000 miles on something, two very different things. Railroad tracks, you can judge how rough they're going to be by the car in front of me, so not that bad. Although they did have a big divot out of them, that would have sucked ahead. Alright, 65, I better get in the slow lane here. I don't want to piss anybody off. More the people in the comments. That's who you really piss off. Ooh, am I actually going to pass somebody on the chopper? Heavens to Betsy! Ooh, that wasn't fun. Arrived alive, baby. Oh yeah, this is a private shop now, I gotta say that. By the way, I didn't show where I was going right now because this was one of the last jobs that F&A Customs did. F&A Customs is strictly motorcycles just for Eric now.
And parts.
And parts, sorry, yes. Go to the website. They make a lot of cool parts, especially if you got an old big twin like a shovel head or a pan head or anything like that. They make the tight seal kit. If you guys have one of those bikes, you probably have dealt with leaky intake manifolds. Eric's got the fix. Oh yeah, and mag covers. Mag covers. That's the whole reason I came today. Well, then to show off the bike to the person who is the whole reason that it exists. So I know Eric probably isn't much for sentimentality, but I could shed a tear right now. Expected what I expected to see when I walked in here. All right. Oh my God. Right on. All right. That was unexpected. Yeah, just random supercharged VMAXs hanging out in the shop. No big deal. All right, here's the mag cover. Should be maybe a little hint as to what the paint job on the XS650 is going to look like. These aren't up on the website yet, or they will be soon, but if you just follow Eric at FNA Custom Cycles on Instagram, shoot him a DM and he might be able to work something out. Early access for you. So Eric told me when he rode away that thing actually has a 4-barrel 650 Holly in it. The bike sounds like it wants to set the whole world on fire.
Yeah, just move the whole world over half an inch, it'll never get it.
The moment dozens of people have been waiting for. We are actually taking the XS650 apart for paint and breaking all the hearts of all those people who said, just leave it a rat bike. Sorry, man, I actually want this bike to look nice. The rat bike thing is not happening. I feel like if I left this thing a rat bike, basically that's saying like, hey, this is the best I can do. When you try to make a bike nice, you invite people to look at the bike and look for flaws. And since I've spent a lot of time on different stuff, I know it does have flaws, but since I've spent a lot of time actually doing stuff right, I want people to look at it and say, hey, that's a motorcycle that there's some time into. So yes, it's gonna look nice. I got my buddy Yamagang here, fresh off the floor, wrenching on bikes all day at Tampa Triumph. Super cool that he came over here to help me after working so hard. Always good to have good friends. And so let's tear this thing apart and get the parts over to Mo, because Barber is right around the corner. And as Yamagang just said, it's go time. There's no more excuses. It's time to get this shit done. All right, so basically I'm kind of running into where do I start? So I think we're just gonna start by taking the exhaust off so we can jack the frame off. Wait, damn it. I think we're gonna take the exhaust off so we can jack the frame up. I got it. Damn, that was easy. All right, guys, that's going to be about the end of this episode. Dylan had to head home because he's got to work in the morning, but huge thanks to him. I got to tell you, it's a little nerve-wracking watching what I've worked so hard on, what I've just slaved over, and all my friends as well, and just what I've absolutely been busting my ass doing to just see it go poof, all into little pieces in so many minutes. But that is what has to be done in order to get everything built right and painted, and hopefully I put it back together and it still works. But until next time, keep it weird, y'all.